Imagine trying to navigate life with the emotional equivalent of sunglasses permanently glued to your face. You're technically there. You drag yourself to work, you force a smile at the office party, you parrot the right words in conversations, but everything feels distant. Like you're watching a movie on a screen that's way too small. When something amazing happens, you finally get that promotion, your favorite sports team somehow manages to win a game, you feel a faint flicker of something resembling joy, like a pilot light trying to ignite. When tragedy strikes, a loved one gets sick, or your car breaks down again because apparently it's possessed by demons, you feel a dull, muffled thud. Like someone dropped a bowling ball in the apartment upstairs. That was Sarah's reality for like 10 freaking years. And trust me, she is definitely not alone. Did you know that some truly depressing percentage, nearly 25%, of adults report experiencing some form of emotional detachment? I call it the silent epidemic of feeling absolutely nothing. It's not just garden variety sadness, it's the soul-crushing absence of feeling. It's like your emotional thermostat is permanently stuck on zero. And let's be real about where a lot of this came from, shall we? We're still living in the lingering, radioactive fallout of pandemic burnout. For what felt like an eternity, we were constantly bombarded with messages about being resilient, about powering through. But for a lot of us, that relentless resilience came with a hidden price tag. We white-knuckled our way through the chaos for so long, the endless Zoom calls, the suffocating health anxiety, that our brains just decided the only way to survive was to pull the plug, to shut down the emotional power grid and go dark, to become highly functional robots, capable of performing basic human tasks, but completely devoid of any actual feeling. So, how the hell do we wake up from this emotional coma? The turning point usually isn't some dramatic, earth-shattering event. It's a quiet, creeping realization. It's waking up one morning and realizing that you're not actually living. You're just going through the motions. You're a highly functional robot, expertly programmed to perform the tasks of human existence, but the damn batteries are running low. You realize that while that glass wall protects you from pain, it also blocks out the sunlight, the warmth, and the genuine connection. You realize you aren't living, you're just existing, and existing sucks. Reconnecting with your emotions isn't about flipping a switch, it's about patiently relearning a lost language. Think of it as the emotional alphabet. When you've been numb for a while, bad and fine are pretty much the only words you know. We have to get granular. Are you simply sad, or are you deeply disappointed? Are you just anxious, or are you completely overwhelmed? Learning to name your emotions, even the ugly ones, is the first step towards actually feeling them. Then, we move on to sensory re-engagement. Numbness is a mind game. Feeling is a full-body experience. It's about consciously noticing the simple sensations surrounding you. It's about actually tasting the coffee you're drinking, instead of just mindlessly gulping it down. It's about noticing the texture of your chair, or the tightness in your chest. You have to actively invite your body back into the emotional conversation. But I need to give you fair warning about what I call the messy middle. When the ice starts to melt, it doesn't just trickle away neatly. Sometimes it all comes crashing down in a massive, unpredictable flood. You might suddenly feel rage, grief, and intense joy all at once. This is the emotional tidal wave, and it can be absolutely terrifying. But it's also undeniable proof that you are coming back to life. This is where we desperately need self-compassion. You need an emotional first aid kit, strategies to soothe yourself without resorting to numbing out again. The ultimate goal here isn't to be blissfully happy with a permanent smile plastered on your face. That's just unrealistic and, frankly, kind of creepy. The goal is to cultivate a full-spectrum life. A life where you allow yourself to experience the whole range of human emotion, from the crushing weight of grief to the soaring heights of joy. It's about tearing down that damn glass wall and finally, truly, touching the world again. If you've been living in the fog for far too long, I want you to know that the colors are still there. You just have to find a way to wipe the fog off the lens. So in the comments below, I want to know, what is one small sensation, a smell, a taste, a sound, that makes you feel even remotely grounded in this moment? Let's start small. Subscribe to Unmasking Mental Health for more ridiculously honest conversations about navigating this messy human experience. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you're definitely not alone in this.